Well, it's a great pleasure to give the John Loxham lecture this year, and I've chosen to talk about some research that we've started. What we've tried to do is use our experience and our contacts with very large, complex organisations like Sellafield to design some research to find out what is going to be important in this century, and it is different. And we're concentrating on large, complex organisations. So if you're from a smaller, medium-sized organisation, we're not including those in our research base, but there's a lot of learning that organisations like that can derive from what we're doing. Let's have a look at the research aims and objectives. Again, because we haven't got a big screen up there, it's not easy to read it, but I'll just thumb you through those. Delivering quality and services is still required, but with an increasing importance, obviously, on lowering costs. So you can't ignore that in looking at the challenges that people are facing in delivering quality. Because even though we are seeking lower cost providers in every walk of life, quality, poor quality, is still being punished severely in the marketplace. The aim is essentially to really understand the key quality issues facing large, complex global organisations in this 21st century. And our research objectives were to develop an approach that actually engages senior vice presidents, chief quality officers within those organisations. You can't get an interview with Bill Black in Zurich. This is an organisation that employs 160,000 people worldwide. He's hardly ever in his office. You're not going to get to see him to talk about this unless he thinks that he's going to get something out of it himself. So we've got to engage them. We've got to identify and understand the key challenges facing major sectors in the marketplace, because when you look at different sectors, it's different as well, and addresses that quality agenda for many large companies. So those are our objectives. What does quality mean in the 21st century? Yeah, traditional, you know, the functional. Does it work? Does it meet the standard? It's a given now. If it doesn't, you're in trouble. But in the world today, quality really includes everything. It is about design, the colour, the shape, and the price. And organisations have really got to have, more than ever, a total business engagement model for quality if they're going to survive. What, perhaps, it's not very profound, but actually think about it. Quality is about ensuring that the organisation is delivering what it needs to deliver to satisfy all the stakeholders. That requires of many quality people to step out of the role they think they had before and to become far more integrated, knowledgeable about the other aspects of the business. We've got to get engaged with making sure the organisation is able to deliver across all its processes. It's brilliant, if you like, that the environmental issues, the carbon issues, have landed in the quality space. Because many of the things that we had to do to get quality right years ago, we are going to have to do with environment and with carbon. And it's one of the reasons we launched nearly 3 years ago Carbon Ready as an adjunct to our business. And we found many of our change management model, we've developed into a carbon ready change management model. It does fit very well. On the three-leg stool of setting the standards, auditing and improvement, the improvement leg is missing. Many quality people do not have good knowledge and are able to influence the organisation in getting improvement done. We asked what were the top 3 things that affected quality, and interviewees identified the following. Culture, well, always surprised. It's the most important. The business, the chief executive, must care about it. And that's a nice way of putting it, I think. Do they care? You know, is it important to them? the quality of their leadership in terms of setting the agenda. So we talk about being on margin. We talk about being on time. Do we talk at the same level of importance about being on quality? Consistency. You know, many organisations can achieve good quality, but very few can do it day in, day out, every year. And the best companies have that top level of consistency. In the polymeric materials industry, people who make polyethylene, polypropylene, that type of thing that goes into Coke bottles and Coke bottle tops, the DuPonts of this world, the Borealises, the Exxon Chemical, the Shell Chemicals, there is actually a league table of those companies of consistency of their products, because it's so vital. If their product, their polyethylene, polypropylene, is going into a big production process which is chucking out millions of these plastic bottles almost a minute, if there's a problem with the consistency of the polymeric material, you're going to have a big problem in that production area. So they actually rank them. And you can see yourself like a football league table. You know, you can see yourself dropping down the league or going up again, depending on what you do to achieve consistency. But it is about getting this done. And in many organisations, it is not done. So the first piece is what we call the strategy alignment and deployment. And that's that, start with that Hoshin Kanri piece. Clarity of direction objectives. Often lacking, and certainly lacking in terms of communication. So the strategic alignment piece clearly starts with understanding and bottoming and going back and talking to the customers. And then it's the old triangle of drive that through the organisation with clarity on the vision, get the critical success factors, in other words, the building blocks, identify what it is we must have or need to achieve that vision, and what are the key performance indicators to go with them. And I mean key performance indicators. One of the problems with abbreviating key performance indicators to KPIs is, I went into one organisation and they said we have 127 KPIs. How can you do that? K stands for key, but I'm sure many of you will have been in that situation. And targets to go with those. In other words, we've got the whys and the whats of the business, and then we have to get into the hows, into those process architecture, the organisation around the processes, not setting up the organisation first, then trying to bolt the processes in, do it the other way around. What are the things we need to do particularly well to achieve that vision? Those are our key processes. Similarly, when you come to go around the ring again to the transformation, the continuous improvement thing, there's only three things that matter to us. If you buy a new car, you're interested in when you're going to get it. Is it right? Was it right that I bought, you know, the design attracted me in the first place? And is it going to be like that when I get it? And how much is it going to cost me? And so if you want to improve your performance in those two areas, in those three areas, you have to take out the opposite of what you get to get on-time delivery, which is waste, non-value added time. And the lean approaches will do that. We've got to take out the variation, as we said earlier, massively important now. And Six Sigma tools will work there. So together, lean and Six Sigma have to be used. And we know that those two will take out the cost. Don't have a cost reduction program. Many cost reduction programs work like you going to the doctor and saying, I'm a bit overweight, I'd like to lose a bit of weight, and he lops your left arm off for you. You lose weight straight away. Your capability will change a little bit. Many organisations do that. Where are you on that framework? Where's your organisation? Where would you put yourself? If you use our little assessment framework, that should help. I bet many of you can guess And many of you will probably put yourselves in the gaining control, moving towards in control area at best. There are very few world-class organisations. Quality leaders for the 21st century will need first and foremost to be business people with multifunctional experience, who can understand and speak the language of business and can relate to those who are running the business. That's the message coming from your customers. And listen to this. This was a very interesting viewpoint put over to us time and time again. The lack of that type of person in quality is the root cause of complaints about top management from most quality people, because they're not the right people. They spend most of the time complaining about top management, not understanding quality and not understanding what it's about, when they themselves are the problem because of their own lack of understanding and experience in other parts of the business.